The Lost Inventions of Nikola Tesla. What if the secrets to unlimited free energy, or even interstellar travel, were discovered over a century ago, and then vanished? Nikola Tesla, the eccentric genius who dreamed of lighting up the world without a single wire. Imagine a world where every home is powered wirelessly, where storms could be controlled, skies could be cleared, and energy flowed freely through the air. To Tesla, these weren't fantasies. They were blueprints for the future. He gave us alternating current, the power that runs through every city and screen today. But behind that success lay visions so bold, the world called them impossible. Machines that could pull energy from the earth itself. Towers that could transmit power through the atmosphere. Prototypes hinting at technology we still can't explain. Yet many of these inventions never saw the light of day. Why? Was it sabotage, financial collapse, or something far more sinister? The kind of secret meant to stay buried. Piece by piece, his projects disappeared. Notes burned, prototypes lost, ideas scattered to history. Tesla wasn't just ahead of his time. He may have been beyond it. So, what really happened to Nikola Tesla's lost inventions? And why, after all these years, do they still seem to haunt our modern world? This is the story of Nikola Tesla, the man who may have discovered the future 100 years too soon. At the dawn of the 20th century, Nikola Tesla stood on the shores of Long Island, staring up at his greatest creation, the Wardenclyffe Tower. To most, it was just steel and wood, but to Tesla, it was the future. A machine designed to send power and information wirelessly across the entire planet. Imagine a world where light bulbs glow without wires, ships sail the oceans powered by invisible energy. A world where distance no longer limits connection. But not everyone shared Tesla's dream. Investors grew wary. Industrial giants, men who profited from selling electricity, saw his vision as a threat. And one by one, the funding vanished. The Wardenclyffe Tower never fulfilled its purpose. Its metal frame was eventually torn down, sold for scrap. But whispers say it was more than an experiment. It was a glimpse into a world that could have been. A world powered not by greed, but by imagination. In the twilight of his career, Nikola Tesla's inventions took a darker turn. At least that's what the world believed. Stories spread of impossible machines, a death ray that could destroy fleets from miles away, and a device so powerful it could shake the very ground beneath our feet. The local his world, it sounded like science fiction. But to Tesla, it was pure physics. He called it teleforce, a beam of focused energy meant not for destruction, but for defense. Yet in tense years before World War II, imagination turned to fear. Governments wanted power, newspapers wanted headlines, and Tesla, once celebrated as a visionary, became painted as a man dabbling with danger. What's the death ray or the earthquake machine truly existed remains a mystery. Some say they were prototypes hidden away. Others, just blueprints lost to time. But one truth remains. Tesla was never trying to create chaos. He was trying to give the world a glimpse of its untapped potential. Even in the shadows of skepticism, His mind burned with light. By the time Nikola Tesla's greatest ideas began to take shape, something strange started to happen. Projects stalled, investors disappeared, and some of his most promising inventions simply vanished. Rumors whispered of corporate spies, shadowy figures who feared what Tesla's discoveries could mean. Unlimited energy meant no profit. Wireless power meant no control. And for those who ruled through industry, that was unacceptable. Within, the thoughts say his notes were stolen, locked away in private archives or government vaults. Others believe his work was deliberately erased, not because it failed, but because it succeeded too well. When Tesla died in 1943, agents were said to have seized his belongings. Hundreds of documents, blueprints, ideas, many of which were never seen again. Was it all coincidence? Or was the world simply not ready for what he had discovered? Was even half of Tesla's lost research had survived? Our world might look very different today. A world powered not by wires and greed, but by the limitless energy of imagination. After Tesla's industry, over a century has passed since Nikola Tesla's laboratory fell silent. But the echoes of his genius still pulse through our modern world. Today, scientists and engineers are revisiting the very dreams Tesla once dared to imagine. Wireless power, renewable energy, and clean technology that could transform the way we live. From wireless phone charging to global projects exploring free energy from the air itself, the seeds of Tesla's vision are finally taking root. And yet, there's something deeper, something timeless in Tesla's relentless belief that science could serve humanity, that imagination was the truest form of power. Belief, the inventions he left behind weren't truly lost. Maybe they were waiting for us to understand them. So the next time your lights flicker on, or you hold wireless energy in the palm of your hand, remember the man who saw the future before it arrived. Nikola Tesla didn't just predict the modern world. He built the foundation for it. More than a century has passed since Nikola Tesla's laboratory fell silent. But listen closely, and it's as if his voice still hums beneath the static of our modern world. In every flicker of a light bulb, every surge of power, every unseen signal moving through the air. He once said, "The present is theirs, but the future, for which I really worked, is mine." And perhaps that future is now unfolding, piece by piece, before our eyes. He said, "Today, when we talk about wireless charging, renewable energy, or harnessing power from the earth itself, we're speaking the language Tesla began writing more than 100 years ago. But what makes his story haunting isn't just what he built, it's what he saw coming. He dreamed of a connected planet long before satellites existed. He envisioned devices that could send information instantly, before the internet was even imaginable. He described wireless energy that could light homes, power cities, and unite continents, all without cables or control. And yet, the world wasn't ready. Defining what is genius that celebrated his genius slowly turned away. Investors abandoned him. Corporations dismissed him. The press painted him as a madman. And when he died in 1943, in a small hotel room, alone, his greatest discoveries died with him, or so it seemed. But legends have a strange way of surviving. Even when the man fades, the idea lingers, like a current running through time. He towards that writing, the years after his death, strange stories began to surface. Government agents allegedly seized his papers, thousands of notes and designs. Some were returned, others disappeared. Rumors whispered that the secrets of wireless energy, anti-gravity, and directed energy weapons were locked away in classified vaults, the kind never meant to be opened. Whether fact or fiction, the question still lingers. Why would anyone hide a man's brilliance? Why bury his dreams if they truly were impossible? Maybe because they weren't. When you think about it, Tesla's story isn't just about a man who dreamed of electricity dancing through the air. It's about something far bigger, something timeless. It's about human imagination, that quiet force that keeps pulling us forward, even when the world tells us it's impossible. From the moment we lit the first fire to the instant we touched the stars, humanity has always carried this spark, a need to see what others can't, to build what doesn't yet exist. Tesla embodied that spark, but he also showed us something crucial, that imagination alone isn't enough. It needs courage. It needs people willing to risk being misunderstood, to be called crazy, just to move the world an inch closer to the future. And maybe that's what makes his story so hauntingly beautiful. Because in every generation, there are Teslas, people who see possibilities hidden in plain sight, people who dream of cleaner energy, faster connections, limitless creation. And often, they faced the same resistance he did, the same fear of change, the same battle between profit and progress. But look around you now. Wireless energy, artificial intelligence, quantum computing, concepts that once belonged to the impossible are becoming our everyday reality. And somewhere, in that quiet hum of progress, you can almost hear Tesla's voice. I told you the future was electric. Yet even now, his story leaves us with questions. If so much of his work was truly lost, how much more could we have achieved? How much closer could we be to a world where energy is free, clean, shared? Would nations still fight over oil? Would we still fear scarcity? Or would we finally understand that power, real power, was never about control, but connection? It's strange to think. The man who lived alone with pigeons and dreams might still be shaping the world he never lived to see. Every satellite launched, every beam of wireless signal bouncing between continents, every scientist daring to push the limits of what's known, they're all, in a way, continuing what Tesla began. Because the truth is, ideas don't die. If you've made it this far, maybe you felt something. That pull between what was and what could be. And if you did, I'd love to know. Tell me your thoughts in the comments. What do you think the world would look like if Tesla's dream had come true? And if you enjoy diving into stories like this, the forgotten, the mysterious, the almost unbelievable, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. There's so much more history still waiting to be uncovered.